pulls away right when you get close. Not when it's bad, when it finally feels right. Psychologists link this to attachment. Closeness once meant losing control or getting hurt. The nearer it gets, the louder an old alarm rings. Distance becomes a way to breathe. Often, it looks like silence after a perfect weekend. A step back right after, I love you. Worth thinking about, sometimes distance isn't fading interest. It's fear, wearing indifference as a mask. That's why he pulls away, right when you get close.
You can feel lonelier next to someone than you ever felt alone. Psychologists call it emotional loneliness. Being physically together isn't the same as being seen. Often it looks like talking about dinner, bills, schedules, while nothing real gets said out loud. Two people in one bed, two separate worlds glowing on two separate screens. Worth thinking about. Many people notice the loneliness isn't about how close he is. It's about how invisible you feel. And that's why it can feel lonelier with him than without. You can feel lonelier next to someone than you ever felt alone. Psychologists call it emotional loneliness. Being physically together isn't the same as being seen. Often it looks like talking about dinner, bills, schedules, while nothing real gets said out loud. Two people in one bed, two separate worlds glowing on two separate screens. Worth thinking about. Many people notice the loneliness isn't about how close he is. It's about how invisible you feel. And that's why it can feel lonelier with him than without. A kind, steady partner, and you feel nothing. No spark, no fire. Psychologists note the nervous system can confuse calm with emptiness when chaos was the norm. If love once meant highs and crashes, peace has no adrenaline to offer. Often it looks like calling stability no chemistry, while the chemistry was actually anxiety. Worth thinking about. Maybe boring isn't the absence of love. Maybe it's the absence of fear. And that's why safe love can feel so boring. You say sorry, not because you're wrong, but because you can't stand the tension. Psychologists link this to conflict avoidance. Peace at any price, usually learned early. For some people, an argument once meant danger, so ending it fast became survival. Often it looks like apologizing mid-sentence, just to make the silence stop ringing. Worth thinking about. An apology that buys quiet doesn't resolve anything. It just reschedules it. That's why the sorry comes out before the fight even ends. You push them away just to see if they'll come back. Psychologists link testing to insecure attachment. Proof feels safer than trust. When love once vanished without warning, many people learn to keep checking it's still there. Often, it looks like picking a fight before something good, or going silent to see who breaks first. Worth thinking about. Every past test calms the fear only for a moment. The doubt writes the next one. That's why you keep testing them, to see if they stay. You knew it was over months before it ended. You just didn't want to know. Psychologists call it intuition, built from tiny signals, a colder tone, shorter texts, plans without you. The body often notices long before the mind agrees to look. Often it looks like a knot in the stomach right when they say everything's fine. Worth thinking about. Many people don't miss the signs. They just hope harder than they see. That's why, when it finally ended, you weren't surprised at all. One scene with no reply, and your whole day is gone. Psychologists link this to anxious attachment. Silence reads as threat, not as busy. The waiting brain replays everything. What you said, what you did, What changed? Often it looks like checking the phone every 2 minutes and hating yourself for it. Worth thinking about. The message didn't ruin your day. The story you built around it did. That's why one scene can ruin the whole day. Every relationship, the same thing happens. You slowly disappear into them. Psychologists call it enmeshment. Two lives merging so tightly that one of them goes missing. Their music, their friends, their plans, while your own quietly fall away one by one. Often, it looks like forgetting what you loved, who you called, where you went, before them. Worth thinking about. Many people notice they don't lose partners. They lose themselves first. That's why, in every relationship, you disappear. You don't miss him. You miss who you thought he was. Psychologists call it grieving an image, the version you built from the best moments. The mind keeps the highlight reel and quietly deletes the rest. Often, it looks like scrolling old photos of someone who only half existed. Worth thinking about. Maybe the hardest goodbye isn't to the person, it's to the future you imagined with them. That's why you still miss him, or who you thought he was. He hears every word you say. He just doesn't listen to any of it. Psychologists call it passive listening. The ears work, but the attention never arrives. Nodding at all the right moments, while the mind stays somewhere else entirely. Often it looks like retelling the same story twice, and him not noticing it's the same story. Worth thinking about. Feeling heard isn't about words landing in ears. It's about them landing in someone. And that's why he hears you, but doesn't listen. The fight is never about the dishes, or the socks, or the toothpaste cap. Psychologists call these displaced conflicts, small things carrying big unspoken weight. A sponge left in the sink can stand for months of feeling unseen. Often it looks like exploding over something tiny, and both of you knowing it's not about that. Worth thinking about. Many couples argue about chores because chores are safer than the real sentence. That's why the fight is never about the dishes. You reread his message 10 times, looking for something hidden between the words. Psychologists link this to intolerance of uncertainty. The anxious mind prefers a bad answer to no answer. So it mines every comma, every period, every okay dot for evidence. Often, it looks like screenshots sent to friends. What do you think he meant? Worth thinking about. The search rarely finds his meaning. It usually finds your fear. That's why you reread it 10 more times. You fall in love fast and cool off just as fast. Psychologists note some people fall for the beginning itself, the rush, the mystery, the newness. When a real person replaces the fantasy, the spark has nowhere left to live. Often, it looks like obsession for 3 weeks, then quietly checking your phone at dinner. Worth thinking about. Maybe it's not that they changed. Maybe the movie in your head just ended. That's why you fall fast and cool off faster. I'm fine. You say it automatically, even when you're drowning. Psychologists link this to early self-reliance. Some people learned that needing others wasn't safe. So independence became armor, and asking for help started to feel like debt. Often, it looks like doing everything alone, then quietly resenting that no one noticed. Worth thinking about. Many people notice that letting someone help is where closeness actually starts. And still, the answer comes out. I'm fine.